From a Himalayan art point of view, there are probably three historical, quasi-historical figures that really stand out and are the most important in Himalayan art. And that's Padmasambhava, the Mahasiddha Virupa, and the third is Padampa Sanggye. Now, why all three of these are important is because they have so many different forms and iconographic attributes, and the number of sculpture, scroll works, and murals are just far exceeding those of most other figures, historical, quasi-historical. So, Padampa Sanggye is really an unusual character, supposedly a South Indian, came to Tibet, traveled through Asia and China, and spent a lot of time in really the border of Tsang province in West Tibet, in the area of Dingri. So this town, Dingri, is where you can still find temples dedicated to Padampa Sangye and his brand of Tantric Buddhism. So Padampa Sangye, he was really in the 10th, 11th century. There's a lot of different dates for him. Some people even associate him with Bodhidharma, the famous Bodhidharma who went to China, founder of Shaolin, associated with Shaolin Buddhism. So Padampa Sangye is generally depicted as an Indian with dark skin, curly hair, or matted hair. What we do have is we have really three main iconographic forms that he takes, and we can say four if we want to throw in miscellaneous forms that are likely to be images of him. But the first form is pacification, and one of the most curious of the forms. He's usually kneeling with the knees up or knees slightly to the side. Elbows often are resting on the knees, and his two hands can be either in Dharma teaching gesture, or they can be with the palms facing forward. Palms facing forward with the thumb and index finger touching. There's a number of different variations. So this is one of the first of the main forms, pacification. Now the second is severance, and this has to do with the different practices, cemetery practices. And in this, Padampa Sangye is holding a leg bone trumpet, and often a damaru as well, a double-sided drum, or sometimes a skull bowl. And then the third is also quite unusual, where he is seated in a relaxed posture, the legs folded gently, and he has the right arm raised, either just away from the body or over the head or almost at the forehead like a salute. So this salute posture is quite unusual. The left hand often will hold a bag. What is in the bag, I don't really know. But we have a lot of these sculpture, and we have a certain number of paintings. There are far more sculpture than there are paintings. But as a secondary figure, Padampa Sangye appears really quite early. He can appear in the 12th, 13th century in murals, and the 13th, 14th century for sure in scrollwork paintings. Sometimes with machikalabdran, they can be paired in a composition. So we have these various forms, plus we have miscellaneous forms. We have a few miscellaneous where it's not completely sure because they lack inscriptions, but it is likely to be the case that they are Padampa Sangye. Another curious attribute is the matted hair. A number of the figures have hair that is clearly matted, and in some cases it's in coils. Other cases it's more generic. But Padampa Sangye remains one of the most interesting of the siddha forms or yogi forms that we find in Himalayan art.